Okay, the Housing Advisory Board meeting today, September 22nd, 2025, 7:05, we'll be starting. Good evening, everyone. Let's start with call to order and roll call. Roll call, I'm here, present.
Miguel Martinez, present.
Francesca. Present.
Edwin, how are you, present?
Present.
And
I was-
just, we have to make sure we assign secretary for the meeting.
Right.
Actually, you see
That's why I put an election, so, you know, for those who don't know,
So I think it's twice.
Esther will resign, actually resign from the board, of the Housing Advisory Board. I should give that early on everything else. Cool, so we are cats now in here involved in all this and so forth. In the order of business, I don't know how, should we do elections first or should we wait?
Well, we need to, someone needs
We
to
need
be taking
to,
notes.
right, taking
anyways.
notes. Anyway, so in the order of business, I have put elections in new business on 7B. So I guess that one, I'm gonna move that up, I guess, to as we can, or at least in the middle of the system is gonna be taking notes. I would love to do it, but again, as I'm president, who else gonna be, in the vice chair take? or-
Vice chair.
It's just that whoever's chairing the meeting cannot. So if you're chairing the meeting, everybody else can be secretary.
Okay. We have three people, either my guy. Either Edwin or,
I don't have, I can record and then bring the notes.
sure, or you can see the
Or you can see
meetings,
the-
right, and you can see the meeting later on.
Yeah.
Oh, Francis,
That's fine.
you do it? Okay, so we have, well, let's see everyone.
Are you gonna do it all the time or are you gonna
Do
do
it.
rotate?
Let's do an election then.
I thought election was 7B. You're gonna do it now?
I'm gonna do it now, yeah, we'll move it up in the order of business. Have a motion for that. A
You put a
for
motion
that?
for Francesca? I'll second the motion.
Second motion. Seconds, thank you, no,
All in favor?
Francisco. All in favor of
Aye.
Francisco being secretary?
Well, then, you mean like permanently or for this? Yeah, is this election or is this for this meeting?
It's the election,
Election.
Well, she has to accept the nomination.
Right. That was the same.
Or you guys even vote she has to accept the nomination.
Did you accept the nomination?
Sure.
Oh, no. I didn't know.
Is there-
I've heard that. Sure,
Yeah, that's nomination. Is there anybody else? Edwin?
Maybe can we like rotate? Can we do like some one person?
Well, for whoever is right now, it's just for the end of the year, because January.
Right,
you guys have
remember,
to-
January is like sort of general election, so.
But I have to.
When we do it now, I can do it next time. Three more.
So, but I think he's never been through an election, guys, so we
Right.
need to give him a little bit of background, because I think he's a little lost. So originally they said, who wants to be the secretary for the meeting? I was kind of volunteering.
Yeah, you didn't-
Right, and I agreed to do it for the meeting. Then they said, okay, so do you just wanna nominate her to be secretary? So that means that now that Esther's not here, that they're nominating me to become secretary. So they asked me if I would take it, I said I would accept, and then now everyone has to vote.
Hmm.
So,
So we voted. We voted. Yeah. I voted.
oh, we already
Is
voted.
there anybody else that wants to be secretary? The other thing, anybody else? No?
Voted motion, I saw.
Okay, motion.
Second.
Mhm.
I would make the recommendation that you guys stick to your agenda as best as possible. I know you guys go off course sometimes,
Yeah.
because that will.
No,
help.
I just moved it up because I
That
know
will
that's
help.
important.
No, but that will help.
Or, of course.
That's secretary.
We all know.
Oh, no, y'all gotta go slow when I'm secretary.
No, of course. Of course. Of course. All in favor of Francesca becoming secretary? Aye. It is. Majority, new secretary Francesca.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Moving right along, sorry, we're not gonna move that here. We gotta work through that. That's fine. Public comments, is anybody in public comments? I don't know if Herzberg
There's no one
was
online.
on, I don't think he was. I think it was gonna be Edmond, but I'm not sure.
Got a councilman here, or,
Usually is, I think he was gonna be on, but I'm not.
so what is?
Oh, no, it's Rosh Hashanah, so probably not,
Oh, yeah.
probably Probably not, probably not. Today's Rosh Hashanah.
Shana Toko.
Shout out to that. Hola. Anybody else here? Let's see. Felicita. How are you, Felicita? Yes. I was just mentioning that. Can you speak louder? Because I can. The air is back here, that's why I can't hear you, Felicita. Yep,
Star,
listen to that, guys.
something's related to the department, so hopefully, we'll get it.
Has Tom done anything yet, or anything like that you know of? I think he was working, I saw him. Yeah, he's working on that. He's working on it too. I saw that.
Have they been assigned already? Which committee?
Yes,
Yes.
that's been done. I have them.
Or the state has a committee,
All
Yeah,
the different
and
committees.
they rotate,
or like same way here.
they, same here. They have committees,
So
but I know it starts earlier this year.
go to speak with many times a particular committee or a member of the committee.
Okay.
So the legislature meets this year, January first through February 28th. So before that, we gotta have committees. And the committees will be starting early, October. I think October 15th. But in November is a big one for committees. That's what I read. So there'll be, trips and everything else going up there. I'll be going December 9th through the 11th with the Greater Miami Chamber up there. So whoever wants to join, not one. But I don't know afterwards or before, what other. Really undergo, so forth and so on, and what do they recommend, as I was just talking with, Chief Francesca and, Alex Sanchez and JC Fernandez at an event that we have right now. They're kind of surprised that it was early. No, I always told you guys, it was earlier this year, later, so budget for that. Anyway, others, we'll get to that. And then, but so they do start earlier, and we are working on bills already. And then I'll give you an update on other people I talked to, Speaker of the House, and so forth, as we move along. But you see that, anything else? Oh, we got, right, we start earlier, so in a month. In a month. In 2 weeks, yeah. Right, October 9th, I think it is the 9th. Correct, depends on what committee. It's early, everything's early this year.
Bye.
I think if we should plan, if we're gonna go to Tallahassee again to lobby. Obviously, we need to get the ball rolling of getting a jump on things. So the first thing is to find out what bills are being pushed and then what committees are being assigned what.
And if you signed the, no, I'll get to that, but anyway, Francesca, Ali, Edwin, in the last council meeting, they gave the legislative priorities. They gave the legislative priorities, like how many it's a big. The entire second page of it is all that. Bills, legislation, everything's mentioned in there. So that's pretty heavy. That's one of the main priorities at the time that it's happening. Do I have a copy? Ask you for the copy. Yes,
Red channel. And we go to the house, website.
oh yeah, the Florida channel. Yeah. Yeah.
Something is,
It's like C-SPAN, but for Florida.
no, I.
Yeah, I know. All right.
It's very interesting, especially the representatives. Very lively group.
Was it the same way you guys were in, like December? Or that's one was televised?
Yeah, and they're usually all televised. There is no way.
When we went to Tallahassee last time, it was February, not December.
Even though it was late. This year's.
Right, he said it.
Yeah, that was December, the video I saw was like December.
Each year it flip flops. But this year it's early.
So if you don't think Tallahassee's not gonna happen in March.
Days is February 10th and 11th.
Very early.
Very good.
There we are, so
Still be quiet. That's
very
nice.
cold, quite even. Cold. But if you guys know, February 10th and 11th is set. The Tuesday, Wednesday, I suggest you go on the 9th. Miguel knows why.
Probably watching.
Miguel understands why. Because that's when everybody meets, all the lobbyists
I
in
know,
town meet, and all the decisions are made on the 9th, not on the 10th and 11th. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. They all know, so. We'll warn. But that's that. Okay, anything else? Public comments? Amador,
Hello.
how are you, sir?
Just some.
You still here?
Upcoming.
You still here, going?
Every day.
I know,
Like, I
sir.
never go home.
No, I got you, I got you.
Upcoming bike rodeo.
Oh.
There's gonna be a bike ride, neighborhood bike ride next Saturday morning.
This Saturday,
Start from
September,
Yeah.
September 27th.
Starting from here from the town, parking lot.
Bike ride.
October 11th is gonna be the car show,
Yes,
yeah.
cancer cure, the cancer cure.
Yeah.
October
Art-
27,
No, October 11th.
11.
Cars for Heroes, it's
Cars
not the
for
same
Cars
event.
Be here behind, like behind El Novillo.
Yeah.
And that night, and then on the 18th, Mental Health Festival, that's gonna be, so on the 18th, over there at the Veterans Park. 10 to 2. They dabbled in their meetings to see if you guys maybe wanted to, because, you know, this is something that's
Right.
going to.
That's right.
But again, it's not some specific mental health.
Correct.
But again, they did offer an invitation to. And we're open to come, and if you guys wanted to still have something there, then just reach out to the chair and they'll accommodate a table for you.
When's the next shares meet? Shares meeting?
We just had,
I think we have
So-
August.
it'll be a while.
Every quarter, right?
Be cool. And it's every quarter. Thank you for the dates.
Halloween
Yeah, I know Halloween's a big batch.
on the 25th. Yes, no, that's a big one.
No, there's a bunch of other events. We have our gala, the chamber has their gala October 17th. This Friday, when we're doing, is the boot camp, the EDC boot camp. By the way, that's sold out. You know? That is sold out. It's amazing.
This is looking for what?
For businesses,
Oh.
small businesses. You know, I can't believe that. Anyway,
Is
That
it
is so
the
proud.
one with the- yes,
yeah, that was.
That'd be good.
We'll get to more dates later on. Did you get those dates? Just in case. I don't know, with all the marketing, we'll get to budgets and all that now and everything else. But at least show up because I want the events and so forth. I know for sure, this is for me. Normally will voucher for me and will approve with me. November 5th is the business show for the Chamber of Commerce.
The expo.
Expo, there was that. They have the table, we will have a table for plastic, you know. Other committees will be. As you know, we always, well, I think that's a big, that's a great event, that's everybody goes there. A lot of people in the town, businesses, residents, everybody goes, that's it. For sure,
The chamber,
that's a chamber,
It's a genuine event.
but
yes.
you're there.
November 5th.
Fifth.
How do you approve, allows you to approve, don't worry, I'm designing. Look at. We'll have a table there, like we always do, every year, you know, it's outside, whatever it is, you can start coordinating.
Right,
Where,
Is that the one they do in the
5
evening?
to 8:30.
5 to 8.
5 to 8. 5 to 8.
You buy a table for your business and you set up from 2 to 3.
Yeah, Tom usually goes, Felicita, he always goes to the business expo. The Miami Lakes. I got you.
Sunday,
It is.
they-
Are we closing out public comments? Anybody else? No? Yes, okay, moving right along. Adoption of minutes. I take a look at the minutes. It's in the back of
The next
I'll
page?
show you the next page. Yep. Francesca, here's like a good little example, like a little
Is someone in the motion to?
Yep. Yep. Want a motion to approve the minutes as they are? You second? All in favor? Aye. Minutes of August 25th, 2025. Martin. Okay, maybe all business. Moving to 6A, Miami Lakes litigation, Sheriff, that's still going on. Based on Raul Gastesi, still moving on. I know that they're considering all the options, all the costs and so forth with budget season, guys, so that's a very big issue. I saw that they put a line item on that for $50,000. On that, is that enough? Is that, I have no idea. Litigation, but I know that that's gone. I know that they're talking to the councilman. Talk to the Gastesi, they're probably gonna call us, talk to them. So what they want, we're probably about some advisory board. But I know that that's still in the works as we speak. It's my latest update that I have on Gastesi and company and Poirier. If anybody else has anything else?
You pay your pockets.
No, it could be a case.
That's okay, I mean, if it fixes the problem,
If it fixes the problem, you know, hey,
we, to me, it's like, it's priceless.
it's priceless. Any discussion, anything else on that? As of
I,
now?
I fear that
Right.
the things are being dragged out.
Yes, me too.
And as we know, is when they drag things out, then it converts to nothing happens.
If you saw when I went to the last one of those board hearings on taxes, I told him I want Peter to see exactly how much it is, so that you don't come back with a surprise
For the budget,
for the budget.
budget side.
Right.
But as far as
And
getting anything
and
done,
get it done.
Yeah.
But that's something I know Steven is the one directed at that, pinpointed for that.
as
I
we've
know
seen
that.
in the past,
Yes,
this
I agree with you.
exists because everything gets dragged out.
Yes,
And human nature, the more we drag out, then we forget about
you
it.
forget about it.
And that's how that's how they've survived thus far. So I don't see any benefit of the actions of the way they're handling it. And I think, especially since they already had said that they would wait until session had
Session
terminated,
terminated, correct?
which that is long gone.
All summer passed,
All summer's passed.
right?
And now session's starting again. So we're gonna get another excuse, so let's wait.
Yeah.
I think we should be very cognizant of the timetable.
Okay,
And if
Well,
we could
maybe-
do something to expedite this, I strongly encourage it.
maybe two.
Because frankly, one thing has nothing to do with the other.
Maybe sure. Any discussion on that? Anybody else? So applying or to give their opinion on the litigation? But I think you're right, it's been dragging and it's been a while already.
How effective it could be, those.
Right.
I
How
want
long?
to.
The cost still.
I think also,
No, go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
sorry, I think also the fact that the number of blasts, like they're trying to figure it out. Can also like play a role, like, well. We shouldn't pull the trigger right now, because it's not as, it's getting better, or. I think maybe like their situation could be like that.
But we've seen this tactic over and over and over. Every time that
Trend.
this body has done something, that's the tactic that the miners have done. They change their blasting technique.
Which
to
I think
appease
they have.
everybody, And then when everything settles down again, they start
They go
over.
back to their
Right,
old ways.
right. Prime example,
This is what happened.
just give it today. Martinez felt 3 blasts today.
Yeah, we,
I didn't
Yeah.
feel, I have no idea.
the whole, if they incremented,
Yeah.
the first one was very little.
I didn't feel,
Yes.
I didn't feel any blast today. None, and I was home. I didn't feel anything today, none, not even one. So they're changing. Something is going on.
Yeah.
No, no doubt in my mind about that.
The other thing, the longer things subside, allowed to subside, people forget.
Right.
Of what's occurred.
Right.
And the damage doesn't forget, the damage is there, your structure is destroyed.
It's very real.
Right, so if you forget about it, at the time that you be reminded, it's too late.
So you've been like normal, like normalized,
What's that?
it's already been like normalized, like all the.
Yeah, like, you know, and everybody says, oh, it's settlement, that they accept a crack in concrete because it's settlement, but there's a difference between seismic damage and settlement damage. The crack that you're seeing, it'll be normal, you'll forget about it, and a day, another Andrew comes around,
There's a.
Then
You're
it's
gonna
right,
blame it on
then
Hurricane
it's-
Andrew.
Right,
when it was 120 mile an hour wind, your property should easily sustain that without an issue. As I've shown already, that the reduction of structural integrity from seismic damage. A hurricane category 2 will do significant damage there. Because our properties cannot sustain. it. They'll be blamed on the storm. It won't be blamed on anything else because everybody will be threatened.
and there's different factors too, now we have a new CFO, now we have a new
I like to see it.
people, right, Blazing, and. I think they're waiting for that, they're gonna go to Tallahassee pretty soon, November, October, see? So, and you saw it, it's a big priority.
Oh, yeah,
Tallahassee
no,
is a big
absolutely.
priority, and so I don't, I think it's a combination of things. But you're right, I agree with this. Vice Chairman.
But a priority.
But priority,
It's two
right, and it
different-
shouldn't be it should be expedited, shouldn't be too long. Okay. Anything else on that?
We,
That's it.
we, several people today have expressed the opinion that we feel like it hasn't moved along enough, right? Like, I've also heard several members of this committee express that they're worried about the expense that could potentially come to Miami Lakes residents, because at the end of the day, the money needs to be utilized and it's gonna come from the town's budget and it's gonna affect those residents. But if when it comes to fruition, it's going to benefit a lot of people in addition to the people in the town. So what's the update with the work, collaboration, involvement of the county?
That's coming up in the, and whenever Councilman Herzberg was here, but I know that they're talking with the county and everything else. And other municipalities too are involved, Doral, Hialeah.
We've not-
That's
no,
being,
mine probably
that's
not
being-
updated, but-
that's being considered too. I know that they've sent letters, but nobody's responded back, nobody has really. Again, it's Miami Lakes, it takes over time,
You have to understand.
nobody throws themselves in the frying pan. To the moment.
I have a feeling that once things are actually forward, in statute of what we're doing, people are gonna join in then, but not at the get-go for fear of retribution.
Your retribution and.
We've seen that as
Yeah,
well.
but we also have to understand, right, that the bravery of the Miami Lakes
Absolutely.
officials is the one that's going to
That
take
pull
the
and-
financial burden
And
to
pull.
pull. And then what are they gonna say? Hey, Dade County, we pulled the bill for 50K, now you gotta reimburse us because your people,
It's not gonna happen.
is that?
No, agreed 100%.
We have to be cognizant of that too, but I, that's why I would love to hear like, a more, I guess, specific update on what's going on with that to see how we can help aid in helping with that specific effort, because obviously there's a lot of other municipalities affected, but Dade County is just the biggest. That if we got them on board.
Miramar, no,
Good
no.
boys, me.
Yeah, mine's right.
Miramar's probably affected more than we are.
Exactly.
I meant, within our side of town. But even Miramar, like, there's recently been a group of people that, from Sunset Lakes and Riviera Isles who have come together and they've formed like a little unofficial group, okay? Like, not a real committee or anything like that. This is just concerned residents that have come together. I know one of the residents that's in this group I encourage them to come to our meetings to attend and, you know, also attend their own town council, stuff. I guess there's some type of conflict with the third Monday of every month in Miramar too, because they're at a Miramar meeting today and that's why they couldn't attend. You know, we need to, yes, work on the buy-in of other communities, which something we are doing actively, but you know, how else can this board help with the growth of that? Because I know that Stephen is handling it at a very large level, but maybe there's something that we could do to help Stephen, you know? That's what I'm saying. I think it would be good to hear an update from him because he could say, hey, Rudy, you helped me reaching out to Homestead. I don't know.
Which I've been doing too, but still, you're right, you're
Just
right.
giving a random example, right? I'm not trying to pinpoint one specific thing, but I mean, that is the purpose of this board is to aid.
Can you get the date and time, a location of their next meeting?
I can ask these gentlemen, yeah.
Because I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. I know they had one today at 6:30. So
If it wasn't today.
if it wasn't the third Monday of every
I
month,
mean, monthly is color.
I have to confirm, but I invited him to our last meeting and it was a conflict. And then I invited him today and it was so.
They meet the third Thursday of the month, 6:30 PM, according to their website. For
Well,
the
that's
city
not-
of Miramar.
The
It's
city
not-
of
it's
Long,
not city.
but the people who telling you guys about, they're not like an official committee for
Right.
the city or the town.
No, it's a
This is
community.
just like a community, people in Sunset Lakes, Riviera Isles, and the one on the other side of the pocket. Sunset Lakes, Riviera Isles,
You're,
not,
not
not,
a- not a-
I'd like to attend, so you can get,
I'll reach out to them again.
and many times the Miramar's AV was formed because they had, was a group like that from Riviera Isles that created, that they were asked to sunset. And they spoke to the mayor and then they joined to the town, to the city meeting, the city.
Yeah,
That's how the MBAG was created.
yeah, city.
That's directly north of the mining.
Mhm.
I like it, right directly, right. Anything else on that? Any other discussion?
Stephen and I, Councilman Stephen Herzberg and I, have a meeting with the vice mayor of Miramar.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
they finally responded. We had requested meeting,
So then there was progress.
Oh, good.
so, yeah. Next week it is, so we'll see how that goes. But I know Stephen's been reaching out to
Yes.
different municipalities.
Right, that was my, that's deep on that. Anyway,
Right.
yeah, I know Nina has. Okay, anything else?
Hasn't responded.
I'm sorry,
The
Anybody?
office hasn't responded.
not to me, I'm not
Not
very.
to me either.
You
Not to
you
them.
speaking to them? Yeah, Highway Gardens.
No, I've only been in touch with people.
I know he's trying to reach them. I reached Haley and she was concerned, but they're having elections right now as we speak. A few days, and a few months. So.
Yeah, they're gonna have a new mayor
Yeah, I mean,
any
we-
minute.
They can't multitask. I don't get it.
Yeah, but when the new mayor takes over, they're
Right,
gonna do whatever they
that's
want,
what
so
they-
what's the
that's-
point?
What's the point of
They've got
multitasking?
one at the door.
The new mayor coming with new ideas or doesn't care or. Okay, moving right along, the next chamber podcast, we're moving to October, in September. Red was, booked and everything else, so he's trying to fit me into October. The podcast, it's not the Stripe 305 with you guys, the Miami Lakes podcast. That's with him. And then the Biz Expo, well, we mentioned November 5th. Be there, gonna be there.
For the podcast that you said that got moved to October.
Yeah.
What's our,
You just
Purpose.
introduce us, who we are, what do we do, what's the purpose? I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. What have we done? What's gonna happen? You're probably gonna ask us, what's the status, what's the litigation to,
did
what's
he give
going
you
on?
the exact
No.
date? Or
He
he's
gave- no,
just
yeah,
saying in October?
It is October, but that was September, he booked up, So I gotta call him back and confirm what they do the podcast. Yep. Moving right along, awareness campaign. Well, we saw we have other events. I think, Officer Amador, Felicita, and Cultural Affairs and stuff, have other events, and we do collaborate with them and be a part of that, great. We have, I know we have already marketing stuff, so we have a band, yeah. Everything else,
But
We
the
took a
assets,
so, but
We took a vote last meeting of the events that we did want to be a part of and the events that we did not. And
correct,
most of the ones coming up in October, we said we did not.
okay,
The only one that was agreed for us to participate in was the one for the chamber on November fifth. So, you know,
Water.
um. I mean, I'm sure before our next meeting, we'll discuss who will be present, other than I know Rudy, you will be there and Magali. And we can kind of, confirm attendance of who will be present.
Yep.
Now, while we're talking about marketing, last meeting, it was discussed that we would try to meet with the town.
but I have that as number E, but we'll get to that, I have that as E.
Oh, I apologize. No.
I have a meeting with town staff and working on it. I remember we got that. But we'll get there now. Any other questions on the awareness campaign and stuff? Here's my suggestion, I always go to every chamber event or as many events as I can, part of economic development stuff now. But wherever I go, I can represent blasting, even at the Greater Miami Chamber, even down there. And they're waiting for us to get the new bill from Felicio and stuff to support it, because if we did a bunch of other stuff already in the last 2 weeks. And they will send a letter to every single representative saying, hey, support plastic, da. They need ammunition, they need to get that, so pending that. You want, so I go everywhere, wherever I go, blasting, and I'm gonna development, I always do it. At any event, even if it's a ribbon cutting, they tell me who I am, Rudy Blanco, chairman of Blast Advisory Board, economic development. And do that at whatever event we go to. Now, some events is great to, we have a booth, or we have a space, like at the Business Expo, that's perfect, because then we can hand out. Our materials, and everything else. And last year, these different areas, I think is important. I think it's very important. And if it's a podcast, also be forced us, for us, that spotlight, for us that we can get. And then there's some events that I think, do we participate? We introduce ourselves, we say who we are. And be a part of that. That's how I see it. Although it's just creating awareness, which is what I said, I think you said it too, at one of the budget hearings. There's another we have fun, doing chains and doing pens and stuff, is to create awareness so that people know who we are. People know that we exist, and that people know that we care about this community and what's going on in it, and so forth.
what was the final decision for the budget on our side?
We get in there, but the budget's $3,000. We got to do
Let's
3,000,
not go out.
exactly.
Okay,
Exactly,
so we're done
we'll
with
get to that, where lobbying efforts, I know Councilman Herzberg has been trying with all the different municipalities, I have myself too. And, the one-on-one with Mike Redondo, who is the state representative for downtown, Homestead and that area down there. Whatever says, yes, Rudy, it is becoming a problem. So for those you don't know, Mike Redondo will be our next Speaker of the House after Danny Perez leaves, which will be in 2030. I know that's crazy, but he will be the one in 2030. I know, but it's very important because that's when you have a super majority, that's what happens. You pick ahead of time, and he was chosen. So he told me again, to pick a date. I gave him 3 dates to come and speak to us here at one of our Blasting Advisory Board meetings. So he has October, November, and December. And so he was gonna get back to me. I'm gonna follow up with him and find out what it is, because his area is now being affected, which is Homestead, which I'm sure we'll get to in your report pretty soon. Maybe not a lot, maybe too much. I don't know, but I know he's being affected. Then he will be the next Speaker of the House. And then I met with, other people too, some have been reluctant to answer, like Rene Garcia. And company and stuff, you know, they don't, or Mike, or Alex Rizzo. And they just say, wait for Tom Fabrizio's bill to come out. So that's pretty much the response I get back every time I talk to somebody.
I'd like to make a suggestion.
Go ahead,
And
go
I'm
ahead.
not referring specifically to the meetings that you brought to our attention just now in the update, but
Yeah.
in general, I think that when someone attends, a meeting with, like, for example, you mentioned the city of Miramar, right? Like,
Vice
you guys
Mayor.
gotta make,
Vice
a
Mayor.
meeting. I think that more than one person from the board should attend. And I'm not nominating myself, I'm just speaking in general, okay? Like, if Rudy plans a meeting and he's leading it, I think you should invite Miguel if he's available, right? If Miguel plans it, then invite someone else, only because I think, it's good to balance one person's expertise. And, you know, sometimes when we're given updates, if you're telling us about all of these things that happened, I would have loved to have like the ability to have a proper
Right.
presentation or show them data in a way that's easily digestible for the recipient in this meeting. Obviously, I trust that you guys articulate these topics correctly, but not everybody understands everything we discuss because not everybody's as familiar with blasting, you know, as we are. So I don't know, it's just a piece of feedback from what I'm listening that you're saying,
Mm.
right? I think, it should, you know, and if nobody else is available and only you go or only me go, that's fine too, but just opening up the opportunity to others because I think it's very important for us to be consistent in the messaging that we give out there and that we illustrate it with consistency too.
I think that's good. I
Just-
will say this,
we just don't want
sometimes meetings,
transparency.
and in my case, they happen impromptu, they happen
Okay.
off the cuff or it's an opportunity that's overnight. And I don't have the time to maybe get back to the person or to another member
Right.
or so forth. We make, you know, members work, they have responsibilities, all that stuff. So sometimes you just gotta go with the flow at that moment and take advantage of the opportunity. But you're right, in that sense. I think it provides good consistency and everybody's in the same page.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Offers just
So I
more
think it's good.
transparency.
I think that's very good. I think that's a good idea. So I know Hertzberg is working on different lobbying efforts for that too, in different municipalities. I know he sent out a lot of letters and everything else, but I think that's what I heard from him. Very good response from anybody. Get back. Okay. Meeting with the town staff for marketing, and so forth. Okay, Francesca, that was right on word. That was brought up last time, I remember at
It was
the meeting. Yeah,
I never
I
got
remember that I
once
had it
from
here.
the town for a meeting. After that.
Lyle, Edwin, was it be Edwin,
Yeah,
Francesca and Miguel?
there's no need
No.
for a meeting because they're just gonna upload the charts that by that one, so
Also,
I don't
they
think that
agreed to
there's
that,
Yeah. that's my update based on that.
they're gonna upload his charts.
I'm so confused, so then.
Yeah, but that was a problem because the charts needed to be updated to what we were discussing. And they
Right,
haven't.
so the concern was that you guys wanted the charts updated, so I'm telling you, the latest update I have is that they will be uploaded. What he's
That's
providing.
fine, but okay, but it's two different things. One thing is the town uploads our, you know, what we're producing.
Uh-huh,
The other thing is what we're producing.
so what is the additional request? My understanding is that the request for the meeting was because I had given you guys feedback that no, they weren't gonna update it.
Right.
And you guys wanted to understand further why or how you could fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
So now it's been fixed, they are gonna update it, so what is the
Awesome.
purpose of the
So,
meeting now?
so, no, I think that the delivery is a little confusing because I had the same questions you just expressed. So originally we were told no, because the data could be quote unquote manipulated, right? So then the purpose of us having a meeting with marketing
Sorry,
was
sorry,
to,
to interrupt you. He said no, because I was asking, well, in the conversation led to something else. It wasn't what we were requested for. The conversation was led more to the request for something loaded on the website, right? What I was trying to do is get them to do it for us. As in, like, they do the report.
You asked the town to
Yeah,
do the
I
report?
was asking them to see if they had the research.
So based on
They
that,
said no.
yeah, based on that,
Yeah,
that's
no.
not the answer. Based on, I thought there where we last left off of, because I think I had given you guys an answer that we didn't have staff for that. Was that, okay, you would produce the reports and if you could just upload them so people can open up the report as is, rather than what we had originally discussed, which was leading them to the public website. You guys said, no, we want the charts that he's doing, so people can just see them on our website.
Digested.
Right.
The public information is digested.
So that's gonna be uploaded. So now what is the request? Cause I'm not understanding.
No, I don't think that anyone's requesting anything. I think Miguel and our questions stem from the misunderstanding of originally we couldn't do it and now we can do it, which is a great update. But what has changed that allows us to do it now so that we could learn from the experience?
I don't have details for that, but if you can put that in an email for me, I'm happy to forward it to them and get a response. Cause I can't give you the specifics for that. I was just given the update. Hey, let them know that we're gonna be able to upload it.
So anything that he puts together and
I'm not saying anything. These charts to be specific for public record, the ones that were passed out, which I believe are the ones you've been putting
Yeah.
together every month. Public, yes.
so
So-
these reports will
Right.
be on the resources page.
That's the latest update I've been given.
The previous report that you provided, was very thorough.
Yeah, no,
And I think what we had discussed that it was, too thorough. And it looked as if the complaints were dwindling. Because you had put complaints per property, per individual property. And the reality is, it's a fixed number of properties, so it's gonna dwindle in new complaints per property. Because it's the same property filing the complaint. So what we had discussed was how to present or what to present from the data that you were acquiring. And that adjustment, or that discussion that hadn't happened. I had requested to work with you on that, didn't hear from you on that.
I remember the first workshop that we requested a document for. I wasn't able to go, but I think like that's where I showed that, like, what I did is I grabbed the number of complaints. And whether or not you did a complaint today or not. In that report, it assumed that you were impacted by that blast. So then I exponentially grew the number of complaints as like how much would it have been impacted. I think that was my time.
I don't know, any event, and it wasn't at the thing, it was the last meeting that we had here. But I think it behoove us to have a sit down and review. So that we have some different eyes on it, not just yours. I know Francesca sees things differently than I do. You see different than she does, and all of us see it differently, period. So I think it would behoove us to look that and maybe we had a quick subcommittee meeting, something, I don't know. To review, just so we agree on what's being presented.
Yeah.
I think it'd be the best thing.
Yeah, because this, like, it shouldn't come from me, it should come from the
No.
team.
No
Right.
member.
Well,
of
besides
this-
that, it is, but not, what you're looking at is one thing. Just because I'm looking at something else and she's looking at something else. I think we should have
Yeah, there has to be a meeting of them, like, there has to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
because.
No.
There's nothing that should go on the website that doesn't come through and everybody sees it and we vote on it and we approve it, right?
Right.
So this is your expertise, right? You produce this. You bring it to today's meeting, we review it, we decide if we agree with what it looks like, whatever. And then at some point, you send it to IO sends it to marketing, and may upload it to the site, but it has to kind of like be vetted first. But I would love to see this like prior to the meeting, because I would have loved to read every single word
Right, yeah.
and see.
I'll just try
Speaking
and,
of that, so we're getting into that segue, which is a perfect segue. That's the next item that we're
Before,
moving.
sorry,
Go ahead. No, no.
before you move, I just wanted
Go
to
ahead.
ask, so is there a request?
Right, I was gonna say that.
For like, for staff that you guys need from me? I'll make sure that we're on the same page.
The uploading it is not a request any longer, right?
Oh, no, but you were saying something about a meeting still pending, that's why I'm
Oh, yeah,
asking.
I would like to
So let
request a
me know what
meeting.
it is.
I would like to request like a subcommittee meeting to discuss this.
Well, the subcommittee is you guys,
Right.
but I'm
Sorry.
asking if.
To address
still-
Io's actual question. It seemed as if there was still a pending town request, because we were unsure what you meant by now we are allowed, okay? Now we know we are allowed to put this on the website, therefore, from now on, there's no town pending item.
Right.
Because they've given us the approval to upload what we need to upload to the site. The only thing that you will have to do eventually is, once the report is ready,
Okay.
he'll email it, and then, you'll eventually
That we
upload it.
vote and approve.
Once we vote and approve on it, but at this moment, no, because it was pretty straightforward and now we're allowed to do it.
Okay, so for example, this one, you guys are okay with uploading after you review it now?
Once we discuss.
Okay.
Maybe in the email that we sent, it should say approved by the team. So that is clear.
I mean, if they, like, if you guys look at it now and tell me it's okay, I'm fine, yeah, I don't need anything else, cause you had sent me this one originally as it stands. Now, if you make changes, then
If you
obviously I
make
need the update.
Okay, so we're moving into that segue now.
Okay.
Go ahead, no, go ahead again.
We did jump around,
No, no problem.
meeting with the town,
Right.
that has been checked off. We are now approved to
To
upload
upload.
our stuff once we discuss it and we approve it as a committee, okay? Now, when this is uploaded into the website, and he add like the town logo and stuff like that, or no, it has to be like this, or was that not discussed with Monty?
We didn't discuss that, but if you send me the file, like, if it's editable, I guess we could just.
It's not my,
Yeah.
I was just asking because that's what I'm saying.
Like,
in the reason-
visually how.
Under the page that you guys
PDF.
have where you have the
No, I
other
know.
files.
But like, if it's just a stagnant page like this, that's what you're gonna see, or is it?
Let me open,
It's gonna
however,
be just like
it's
the
the
other
same one as
PDFs.
the other ones are.
Oh, it's not gonna be part of the website, it's gonna be an
No.
embedded embedment.
Better.
Make
Yes.
it open and click.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then you click on the PDF and then it opens this.
That's how the state has it. When they do the 2024 comparison. They have like.
Yeah, so here, have the related documents, for example, you open it and this is how it.
Okay.
It's not gonna be a part of the website,
Right.
like you
I thought it
go
was gonna
through
be
and
part-
you see,
right.
no,
So that means we need to.
that was
format
never on the
this.
table.
We need to format it so it's part of like the letterhead.
Like, he originally sent it to me as a PDF, but the PDF, we can do that.
Okay.
Right, but we need to format this so it has like the letterhead and all the other.
Yeah, if you just send it to me where we can edit and
Okay.
we can try to add it. If I have any issues adding the logo or anything, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Is that something we wanna do to this stuff?
What's that?
I'm asking the committee. You wanna upload it like this, just the way it is?
No.
You want it to have the town of Miami Lakes logo on the blasting one that
We
we've
need to
done
create
before?
a composition. A graphic.
You want it to
composition.
look more presentation like.
Right,
It's too statistical, in my opinion,
yeah.
too technical, too statistical. I don't know, yeah, I'm wrong.
Oh, it's creating hierarchies, visual hierarchies and graphics.
I see it all the time, so like, I mean, it's like.
You're an engineer.
Right,
you're
you're
an-
an engineer, so for you, it's,
Okay,
If
so.
only we had somebody that does marketing and stuff like that. Just saying.
Marketing, it has to do a lot
Probably
with.
receive the stuff ahead of the meeting, so that way I can talk about it. Alright, we can start picking all the bones. Alright, so E, we
you were done.
are
We're
done.
F, which is where we are now, the same way. Go ahead, Edwin. Take it away.
Pilot program statistics.
Yep.
So I did, I took the comments back that you guys, the team provided as far as edits to the graphs. I applied those. It does look a lot better, it looks cleaner as far as the outliers, there's a lot less ones laying around because we concatenated 1923 to 2020 complaints. So this statistic basically tells us the comparison between the state and the pilot program. Lets us know how the pilot program is actually generating higher PPVs than the state was generating before. And let us know that the PPV comparison between the state and the Miami pilot program, we have a lot more data to show that you know, there is more triggering at a higher PDD than there was by the state.
I'm sorry, you're saying by the complaints of the state, that's actually the registered actual report filed by the miners
yeah,
compared to the pilot program.
separate.
Okay.
So as far as cause they don't complain anymore, right? The complaints to the state were ended in 2023.
No, that's when the pilot program started.
Right, and then that's when the pilot program started. Right, so after 2023, the complaints to the state, where do they go? To the pilot program?
Through the pilot.
Third program, right, so that makes sense. The one thing I did see is that, the min PPV, they did have zeros. At PPVs, so I left it as that, so you'll see that the minimum PPV for like 2022, for one of the, blasts was 0. So you'll see things like that. I kept all the data as it shows on the site. On the first page is basically a summary of what you see, in general, of the whole data. You move on to the second page, it just filters it by, city. It lets you know that, by city, a comparison between the state and the comparison between the pilot program. By city, how many, in total, how many complaints we have. It also lets us know that, it gives us a summary of the total complaints. So like, for example, in 2025, right now, only in this year, we have 3,200 complaints. It's 3,258 complaints, for the total of 713 blasts. In Homestead, we have 32 complaints so far. Something to mention.
I'm sorry, what's the difference between each page that you're doing? You're showing us.
On the top left, I wrote like all data.
Data.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I left it there because it was like that in the previous report.
Right, got you.
But it just filters up that view to that, cities. So in all data, you have all the cities, that are up here. I put other as all the other cities that are not part of Miami-Dade or Broward. Just because there was too many in it, I wanted to show the total. So that's in all data.
Let me ask you, where it says in page 3.
Mhm.
Where it says like, well, those are the other pages, where it says Hialeah.
Mhm.
Is that just city of Hialeah, or would that be also Hialeah Gardens? Or is that by zip code
Oh.
exactly, or
No, that's city of Hialeah.
that's
Hialeah
city
Gardens.
of Hialeah?
Yeah, but
Right,
that
because you
could
gotta
be
remember-
incorporated too.
That's the annex.
Correct,
Because-
the annex, exactly. Okay, I don't know if we should make mention of that.
Should say that that's the annex though.
Well, the
because
mayor,
if I
the mayor,
it's a complaint, I'm gonna fall under here, even though.
where, under Hialeah?
Same.
Yes, because.
Well, 33018 is Hialeah, I know, it comes out as Hialeah, I know.
So.
When I'm reading Miami Lakes.
Gets, it gets tricky.
Hmm.
You can't go 100% based on that. Just like some Hialeah Gardens on the other side, if it's close enough, depending on where the address falls, like the zip code. If it's 33016, right? Then it might also fall inside Hialeah.
Yeah.
But I know you're right, the annex,
Since it's Hialeah.
the annex is huge, and I know there's a mayor,
Hialeah
current mayor
Gardens.
of Hialeah mentioned that area is being
Oh, it's
reported,
destroyed.
destroyed, they report it every day, the mayor of
It's hammered.
Hialeah. By the way, in a month, I think, or two, we won't have any more bombs, this will be very clear, this will get a new zip code,
Who's getting in the?
Miami Lakes.
Oh,
Miami Lakes will have a new zip code, so hopefully by then, that'll be totally corrected if we,
Yeah, but we'll still be part of Hialeah.
well, that's up there.
Well,
Yeah.
but I. It'll.
Hialeah.
But I know what you're saying,
Segregate the Miami
Right.
Lakes residents.
that's what I
so,
mean, that's what I
You
mean.
know, because right now, some of these Miami Lakes residents could fall in
They
Hialeah.
go for Hialeah, exactly,
So then,
exactly,
it's not black and white,
correct.
so it's
I just wanted to make that acclaration or clarification.
item for
Let
Hialeah
me ask you.
Gardens.
Correct, I saw that.
Let me throw spaghetti, see if it sticks to the wall. What's the significance of the area? Never mind, ask my own question.
I just
It.
raised that up for clarification purposes, because involved,
The significance is the municipality that we're addressing.
right,
like we were trying to,
right.
what's,
maybe,
That's not-
If-
But I
if-
think,
yeah, if Hialeah has 5,081, complaints, I think we gotta get to Hialeah's.
Right.
Their year and say, oh, hey, you got a problem, guys?
Mhm.
You know, and make a really accountable or whatever you wanna call it. That's
Have
my
elections in
opinion.
November.
That's my,
Yes.
I know, but what, bring it up to,
Pero that.
there's 7
Hialeah
candidates
number
there.
Is a very,
it's not,
inaccurate number.
That's what
Because
that's why I
when
brought
you
it up.
see
That's
Hialeah
what I
number,
wanted to know.
That Hialeah includes.
Correct. Parts of
unincorporated
Miami
Dade
Lakes.
County,
Yeah,
Parts of Miami Lakes, parts of Hialeah Gardens,
that's right.
parts of, entonces, yes,
that's
you
fine.
could totally say, hey, listen,
Hey.
Hialeah, look what's going
Yeah, I
on,
know.
but.
I know. But they're gonna say, yeah, I got you. Huh?
But that number also is a part of the Miami Lakes number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, of
It's
course.
just because the zip codes and the cities kind of cross,
yeah, it's Miami-Dade.
the data is never gonna be 100% accurate.
It's not gonna-
Unless we all get new zip codes, and PSN gets their own zip code, and Annex
Now
gets
we're
their own zip
talking.
code, and then the other one gets their own zip code, and then it would be super
I think
clear.
we should piggyback on what they're doing and, you know, get taken care of that.
We'll find out soon.
But we've been at it for years and years and years and years, okay?
Very big.
Yeah, that's where it comes down to the bottom of it, of what is the significance by area? When we're talking about numbers, if we're talking about area and who is taking care of who,
Right.
then yeah.
Yes, yeah.
If we're talking about straight numbers,
Right.
then I think, we should have total counts. So maybe across the top, but total counts period. And a breakdown. In other words, this will be the summation of that.
Okay.
Even more, it's just like.
Yeah, these like,
Lambasted.
we have a total complaints, and then next year we have complaints to the state and complaints to the pilot court.
Right.
I didn't know if you guys wanted me to keep it like that, complaints in pilot, or write Miami-Dade pilot court. On the third box.
Well, you have, I mean, you have it as the code there, Miami-Dade Pilot Program.
Yeah, I mean, here, like this right here is these two add together,
Oh.
added this. So this is the complaints to the state, and this is complaints to the pilot.
What's the complaint to the state then? I mean, right, to my knowledge, the only manner to complain right now.
No,
is-
not anymore, this is all history. This isn't filtered by, that page you look at is not filtered by date. So it's everything that you were.
That's
It's a
like
general thing.
From the start of
Right, right.
ever,
Started all
forever.
the date.
So total complaints is 22,000.
The last two page are the only ones that show 2025.
Okay.
That's only gonna be the pilot program, right? Because up to 2023. And in that one is where you see like the rise of blasts. If you look at the second to last page, it's 98 in Broward for 2025. We have 3,030 complaints. All of them came into the pilot program. 713 blasts on average. They're occurring at 11 in the morning
Right.
with a PP max of 0.54.
See, I think the average time is insignificant. It's actually misleading. Because we have blasts at 10 in the morning, we have blasts at 2. That's what produces an 11 AM average.
Yeah.
The reason why, yeah, I think it's inaccurate.
So, right,
I think it's inaccurate, but the reason why I wanted to show it the time was because
The
the
range.
blast,
The range.
they're not giving us the right time in the blast. There's not a single blast that comes into this report with the right time. I know because I hear the blast, I made the complaint, I
Right.
look at the time.
Yeah.
it's not right.
Is it
Right.
right? Right.
No blast is happening at 5 o'clock.
agreed, agreed.
At midnight. So that's why I looked at the complaint, not the blast date.
Right, so
Different
why
time.
have an average complaint hour at all?
Because that's where the person can look at, oh, hey, my neighbor's complaining at 11.
Yeah, but it's
For
not,
like, maybe like at 11, I should just pay attention to what's going on, not like, oh, blast happened yesterday.
I think.
Yeah,
it
but
should be-
because it's a number of hours, to his point, because it's a number of hours that's averaged within a group of hours. A blast can consistently happen at 10 or it consistently happen at 1. But because the average of the threshold of hours is 11. Seeing it here can make a resident assume, oh, let me pay attention at 11.
Right.
When the number is completely wrong, because it's generated as an average from 10 AM to 2 PM, too many hours.
That-
So I understand what he's saying, like, that's not, I would eliminate that.
Okay, I agree.
Unless it says from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Exactly.
They'll say, yeah.
That's what you-
know,
That's what I would do.
Right.
That's what I would do.
Because I can get the max and the min.
That's what I would do,
Yes.
because
You
But a
would
max
say
and min
so.
in this case, it really has no value.
No,
Well, just-
100%
well, just
value,
the-
yes, great. It's
well,
not
just the
100%,
range.
100%. He's right.
I don't
Mhm.
like this information at all, but I was just illustrating different ways how it, if it was displayed, how it could be displayed more accurately, because the number, the range, the average is definitely wrong, definitely not something we
think the
should
average
display.
should be-
But if you guys think it's a valuable piece of information, and you guys wanna keep it, okay, I'm not opposed to it, but then we have to give a range of hours.
I
So
think
much
we're-
more accurate.
I think we should remove it because it's not contributing to anything that we're providing, any information to provide.
Okay.
You know, if anything, you could always say the blasts start at 9:30 in the morning.
Two, 3:30 or
Right,
whatever.
whatever the max and min is overall, but I think it's irrelevant.
I think that's
Let me
what
see.
they meant by the range, but.
Huh?
That's what they meant by the range, is that they
Right.
usually happen between this time and this. Hmm,
I think.
People at work,
We don't want
people at
to
school,
interpretation. we
people
don't
at
wanna
work,
leave it
people
so
at
that people can
school,
question
that's
it.
why they do it.
And I think we gotta give them the least amount of information, to absorb. We want specific bullets. No pun intended, to be specific to what.
I
we're doing.
really think that this project though, in order to perfect it, cause if not, we're gonna have 6 more meetings and we're still gonna be making changes to it. I really think it requires a subcommittee meeting.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
guys only focus on this, because I've only looked at 50% of this information.
Yeah, still.
And I still feel like I can make 10 suggestions.
I think we can make
So-
it very effective if we had a.
If you just sit down and have a good hour that this is all the focus,
Right.
we're gonna be much more effective than to ping pong around and.
I would suggest it, I agree, matter of fact, I'll put a motion
Motion, right?
to have a
There you go,
committee
motion.
meeting.
Yep. I was just writing it down.
I mean, set the date.
Yeah, I think we have a second,
Second, a second.
all right. And all in favor on it?
What? I said, the secretary is a little slower, y'all gonna have
No
to
problem.
slow it down, motion, Mika.
I'll put a motion, but to have a.
Second,
I Rudy.
By Rudy.
Rudy.
All in favor.
All in favor?
Um,
Approve.
Approve.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, then we asked Kyle to see
Kyle.
if the date is available. So that's when we had staff request. But I think in the interim, if you can come up with a list of subjects, I don't know what the word is, you know, what, the headings.
Categories,
something, So that we can discuss it, hey, we had this, had that.
He's changed these headings
Well, we can by looking at.
every single time we've updated this
Right.
report.
Well, because of the update.
Right, that's
no,
what I'm
it's
saying.
fine. So if you provide, this is what I have available,
Okay.
what do you guys wanna include?
Okay.
This, and
I'm
that.
happy.
The speakers on budgets and all that.
For that day of the subcommittee meeting,
Mañana
bring
ahí.
your technology, so that way it's easy, like you just
I'm
update
here.
it.
It'll be done when you leave, we're done.
And then you say the template permanent.
What time am I looking at for the meeting?
Morning.
What's available?
Well, tell me the week and what time so I can try to fit through based on what you guys want.
Let's say next week,
Tweet.
Okay,
So I'm available Monday and Tuesday.
all day, morning, afternoon.
If you guys want during the day, I can do it during the day, like an hour. Or two.
so next week.
Monday.
Monday and Wednesday is the best for me. Yeah, Monday and Wednesday is best for me.
Monday's the third. Yeah, Monday we can do in the morning.
And you know what?
Monday morning.
September 20th at 9.
If
Yeah.
it's, as long as it's not between 10:30 and 12.
So at 9,
You said Wednesday, right?
Monday.
Monday 29th?
Monday the 29th.
Okay.
So Monday, the 28th.
Second,
Oh, what time?
9.
Nine.
9 a.m.
Is that pretty early?
You can't?
No, I
could.
can't, but I mean, if they can.
You can't make anything? What-
Mondays and Wednesdays are my toughest days.
Are you what?
Are my toughest days. unless it's Monday around like noonish, but she said no, so.
No, it could be at
It
12.
could be at
Just
12
between
noon.
10:30 and 12, we were mistaken.
Oh, okay.
So you do it at 12?
Well, do it, fine.
Sounds good for me.
12's good?
12, Monday 29th? Yeah, that's okay.
Right now.
We do 12:30.
Oh, 30,
Go to the meeting.
30, Monday 12:30.
whoever's chairing that subcommittee, I need
On
the
the
agenda
29th? Yeah, perfect.
like tomorrow.
Anyway,
Who's chairing the
It's a
subcommittee?
I'm
all
sure.
of us, or but Edwin.
So I'm gonna say,
Guys, he's not gonna know how to do. Is somebody gonna sit with him and explain to him how to put together the agenda?
Or somebody can do it for him, whatever, it doesn't matter.
so we won.
Oh, the
Any
agenda?
of you can send it to me, if he can't, any of you
Oh,
can send
the
it. to me.
agenda? Yeah.
You got it? I mean, it's simple.
Oh my God. Any agenda by when, Kyle?
Send to me tomorrow, please.
Tomorrow.
You good?
I have,
What's the time we have a party?
And noon.
I have a minute, 1 o'clock.
At
Francesca's
twelve
been drink.
thirty, Monday, September
Okay,
29th.
I'm ready.
September 29th.
Yeah, I'm just reconfirming with you guys, it's Monday, so it's gonna be Monday, September 29th at 12:30.
12:30? 12:30.
12:30. The 29th.
No, you're up with, it has to be a. Segway stuff, I want as well. I love that, I want them. Michael, will be so.
Anything else?
Are we doing that one?
Yeah.
Anybody's up, anybody, nobody else?
Okay.
Any other discussions on that?
No, so again, I think, Edwin, if you bring a list of, headings, however you wanna put it. So say add this, I'll take
Yeah,
that
like,
out.
I'll just, every single letter here, every single group, I'll make a line for it. Like just.
And then we could figure out, once the information is done, we could do a graphic.
Okay.
Get it out.
Moving right on to new business now, 7-8 budget. Budget for this year so far, it's at $3,000. They slashed it. Everybody, everything's got slashed everywhere. So. At least you got 3,000 in there. Of
What's that
65.
supposed to incorporate?
Well, then we should go to be with $3,000.
I thought, that's what I thought too, but they were gonna slash pretty much everything. They wanted to make, they were gonna zero out other committees.
We've had 7-8 grand for a couple of years and we haven't even used it.
Exactly.
On average, we've used between 3 and 4, so having 3 is not that bad.
I,
We need to decide is how much of that we're gonna use for marketing, which this year, if we're smart, we put more money towards marketing, so we don't have the same issue we've had several years in the past. And then if there's an emergency, we have to go to Tallahassee. We've always figured it out in the past, because there was a time when the committee didn't even have a budget.
we'll go back or ask the council, that's the other one.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, like we've
Next.
always done, or whatever it is.
3K,
How
Just
much
to-
money is
Go
allocated?
ahead,
Just
go
so
ahead.
you
Al.
guys know, obviously, but it's not confirmed, so we really.
Right, right, it's not.
We'll know 100% by the end of Thursday.
Thursday evening, what?
Oh.
Thursday evening.
Wow, somebody listen. This one blank.
What?
What monies were allocated for marketing?
This is $3,000, I guess.
our budget is
We
3
could,
million total.
we could,
have to decide how
we
much.
decide now what it is.
Well, we decided before and got approved, you know, this is our breakdown. But
Yeah.
now
Right,
that-
but now it's
here, I
3,000,
didn't get
now it's
that.
3,000 total. We have 3,000 total,
Choices.
right, and
Yeah.
And, I'm gonna put it. What do we do? We were kind of shunned at marketing. I had a discussion
Okay.
outside
We
about,
shunned and marketing
Right.
because of the items utilized to promote our message.
correct,
I established that
You got
concern
that.
from day one.
right, okay,
Because
okay,
I could understand how pens and key change could be perceived as a
Misinterpreted.
negative
Right.
use of money.
right,
I could see that. I could
Correct.
see that perspective. I'm
correct,
not, belittling that opinion.
correct,
However, it was chosen to be those specific items because of the tight turnaround and because of the time frame. There was no way to plan strategy
Right.
around 24-hour turnaround, right,
Right.
for this given event. In the future, Should we spend our marketing dollars in a more strategic fashion? Absolutely. Had we budgeted from the start, when it wasn't an emergency for an event, we could have been more intentional with the items that we selected. But unfortunately, with the time frame we were given, that's all we have.
That's right,
That's all we could do. Cause the majority of the money went for the pull-out banner, the tablecloth,
great.
which we cannot say that those are wastes of
Those are
money.
awareness, marketing money.
I could see how pens and keychains could be seen as a waste of money.
Sure.
So again, that was done with a little bit of money that we had left at
That's
the
right.
time
That's
and to get it done for the specific event that we were attending. If we allocate a proper budget for the future, we could be more strategic in how we spend it.
Let's see
When
how-
do we
let's see
need
how
to
the meeting-
decide?
Well, we'll know by Thursday.
So on
Finally,
Thursday,
how
when
much-
they say yes to the
Right.
3K, then
We'll
we
know-
say
Correct.
1,000 for
Right.
this, 1,000 for that. like
100, whatever, 6, whatever.
that. Okay,
Correct.
perfect. All right. So.
Election we had, Florida legislative session, we mentioned that already, I'm going down the list. Yeah, Edwin, I think you had 3 requests.
Oh.
That you mentioned to me and so forth.
Yeah, this
So-
is from, last time, first one says gather all reports submitted to council in the past. I had asked, Kyle, like, what communication is given to the mayor or like the council here? Like, how does a new mayor come into this position and just know all blasting happens or the situation that happens? Because frankly, I didn't know anything about blasting until I reached the house, right? So unbeknownst to him, he could come into this position and not knowing the severity of the situation.
What is-
How is
what is
he
the
notified?
post? We have a blasting website too, which is tied also with the town. So from there, they should know. Most people, most politicians, I guess, in this case, in this town, know that blasting is a priority, is the main thing. That's like their number one priority that they have. So they'll come either to us or ask us for reports, or they'll go to the website.
Yeah.
And everything is there. Everything pretty much is there. And
I think.
and you can download it. Now, if you want something more specific or something, maybe that's a different. Maybe that's a
To his
different,
question-
but to his question,
And just so you guys know,
Uh-huh.
what I told him was, well, 'cause you were asking me, like, if you
Right.
guys ever go to council and let them know what you guys are working on, and I told him that twice a year, you guys are scheduled
We
to
do
go to report
reports.
to council, and that's really, I guess the most, like, in their face opportunity to kind of show what you guys are doing as a committee. Outside of that, if you guys ever want to provide updates to council, you guys can always send them to me and I can share it with the elected official, or you guys as individuals can do that as well.
We also update at the chair meetings, that's every quarter.
Right.
What each committee does that actually.
And just to your point, and this, maybe in this scenario, it's a little different just because the mayor was already a council member for X amount of.
also, so he's
before
very,
being the mayor.
you
So
know,
if it was a new mayor, but this one's very much aware of the blasting.
He actually went to a presentation before he was an elected official with me.
Yeah.
He challenged me, at the end of a presentation I gave, he challenged me with legal terminology, which I answered him, surprisingly. I was kind of proud of myself because I had no idea legal terms, but he's well aware.
That's why I wanted to just gather those reports and put them together, like for the next member that comes, like so that they can have all the reports. Because in my head, I feel like that's important. Because we're all residents, we all live here, we're not professionals at blasting, here you are. But I think it's important for them to realize, oh, hey, you know, it's not, go find the link, go click on the link.
The thing
Take
is,
a
you
look at
had a little unconventional onboarding experience. But usually, like when I became a member of the board, I had a meeting, I came to a meeting, I had a meeting with the chair. The chair went over the history of the committee, what, you know, how I could be a resource or how that person saw that I could be a resource for the committee. They asked me if I was interested in that level of involvement. Like it was a whole vetting process. You didn't experience that, but I definitely, this is something I said around the time you were onboarded that we should go back to that. Because this is a lot of information, a lot of content and a lot of background. And if you just come in right off the street, you're gonna sit on this table and you're gonna be very lost for a very long time. Like Magali has sat on this board before, so it was different. She came in with history already. She already knew what we do. She's a resident of the town, super involved in our community. So she didn't need that, right? But for someone like me that I had no clue I needed that background to really, one, confirm that I wanted to be sitting in this chair, and two, how I could be of assistance to the committee itself. So yes, it's a great suggestion, but I feel like this is something we do. It's just that
There's a reason for it.
yeah,
However you, I'm not discrediting you, don't get me wrong, but however the manner in which you came in, and you're not the only one that's done it. But that's the reason why we started this process is it's not just the vetting, but it's to educate a member coming in and how can that member be an asset to the group. For whatever reason, you were bypassed that process, but that process was established because of that.
No. So I guess like in this process, I wanna just gather those documents so that I can present to you guys what I found, like so that I can be up to date. Cause in order for me to do this, I would have to go through all the agendas, meeting agendas,
That's
and actually look, there's only 12, 2012, a year.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's only 12.
Right. Once a month.
So my plan is just to go through all old businesses and just put a little parentheses and say, if it's a public comment, if it's a itemized, item submitted, if there was an event being attended, if it was a trip being done.
So you're moving to point number 2 now, so
Yeah.
moving to the table.
Yeah, all 3 points are
All
basically
three
the
points.
same.
Okay,
They're all together.
okay, I got you.
Because it's something that I think it's, for me to be on board with the team, I have to learn what's happening, right? What happened. And if somebody were to give me this, from the team, it's sometimes made up, it's not real. It lets us know how many team members we have, how many public comments we have, itemized items submitted, like when people come here and they submit a photo or they submit a document, a letter, how many, just a number. Events attended, like how many
I
events. we
understood,
attended.
but what good would be that?
Well, it lets us know like, first, how to go to a different city and say, hey, this is what we're doing. I mean, this is step one. You know, we have 5 members, we do outreaches, when somebody comes in, we treat them this way. We attend certain events, certain type of events every year. If they don't have that, you know, you're asking them to start from scratch.
Right.
And we already they have to capitalize on what we've already learned, or what you guys have gathered over the years. And that's in order for me to learn what's been happening. In my head, the only way I can do this is if I grab the agenda and make a little table like this. This is just a 1-pager, basically.
That's easy. Okay.
And this is fake data. It is just me making up data, just looking at the graphs. And what I was trying to do, I was trying to say here, oh, hey, we have certain type of public comments that come in. In April, we had 100, we have increased to 100, and we had a
These are-
workshop in May.
He's just trying to speak, my opinion, I'm trying to dumb it down, as they say. He's trying to have like a starting point or
1 to 5.
or a turning point. As to when this, everything should be happening, you know, and everything else.
Yeah, it's not like, 100%, but it's something that you can help somebody else.
No, I was wondering what angle was this
Right,
coming?
right. Right.
I think, again.
I think the
I'll reiterate-
agendas are the ones that have everything, no.
Well,
Right, right,
I think to reiterate,
Go ahead, Leo.
your loss that you've had,
Yeah.
you don't, because you don't have that initial meeting, and that initial meeting is before the member's sworn in. So it's not a breach of sunshine, and anything can be asked, anything can be discussed, it's an open between 2 people. Even the fact that person may decide, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, one of the things in Neighborhood Improvement Committee, one of the examples that they use a lot is that they had a member that contacted the mayor back in the day, that they had a raccoon problem in their house. How can we fix this? We gotta fix this neighborhood up. You should join the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. Oh, okay. They went and said, guys, when do we get rid of the raccoons? What are you talking about? It was a total misguided opportunity for this person. Join the committee, and back then you had to miss two missed visits. That's 2 months of loss, then be removed from the committee. So we're talking about a quarter of the year of time, but with that slot was taken and used and abused, if you ask me. So I actually was one that proposed to the committee, that's the chair committees when we do, is to have a vetting process of sort. Have the person come in, sit in a meeting, volunteer, just as a guest, sit with the chair. Actually, the mayor, Dieguez had proposed that part, because I said 2 meetings. And he said, what about a meeting and sit with the chair, discuss this, especially this committee that it's very sensitive information, very technical information. I remember I sat with Francesca, we sat for about 3 hours in my house, in my kitchen. Francesca's not a technical person whatsoever. So I had to present my background and guide so she could understand it. She was refusing, she didn't want anything to do with it. I give her the most credit right now because she's come a long way to understand what's what. And so you need to understand the basis of this, the science part of it, and understand why it's such an injustice across the board that's happening. But that's my opinion. I mean, you're an engineer, so you'll understand it better, more readily. But I get it, looking at statistics, that's your background, that's your thing. I get it. It is a different way of thinking, of assimilating the information. But I don't know what to tell you. Aside from the fact that I mentioned to you before, look up the presentations that I have given.
Correct.
Those are recorded, they're on YouTube. I don't know how easily they can get to it. I haven't looked myself. I think that's where you'll get the most information in general to get background information. But it's specific to what you're looking for. I don't think that has not been assembled in that fashion to just request what you're saying, to give statistics to it. So I don't think you won't get what you're looking for, in other words.
By looking at the old agendas, you won't get what you're looking for. However, your idea in producing something like this is something I really like, because
Yeah.
when I joined the committee, we prepared a presentation that was designed to kind of show homeowners at HOAs what the BAB had accomplished, because it's a very common thing that we hear. What is it that you guys really do? You guys haven't done anything, because people continue to blast. Like the mines continue to blast. They associate, you have not done anything because blasts continue to happen. Because people don't know that blasts will continue to happen. What we're trying to accomplish is that they happen within a certain level, right? So the presentation was designed to highlight what we've accomplished and to explain what we actually do to the community. I would have loved to have something like this that says, year to date, we've received 20 people who have shown up to our meeting with photos and complaints.
Yeah.
We have received
Like a long.
3,000
long-
public comments. Like, I would have loved to see, because you're right, we have received public comments, we have received
Photos,
in-person complaints,
complaints.
photos,
Yep.
connections with residents, yes. But it had not been tracked at all. So your idea of tracking and moving forward is a great one. I think you should be like the steward of this information and like always keep a tally of it, because it would, one, help us when we educate the public, but then it would also help illustrate what we've accomplished as a board throughout the year in a super easy way. Oh, you don't know how to answer what we've done this year? Let me show you really quick, just using a quick graph. I think this is a phenomenal idea. Just unfortunately, the information was not captured the way you have in mind. So it's definitely something that we should adopt moving forward. Now, to your point of being able to display something like this, it would also require what I was saying earlier, more transparency within the communications, the meetings, and the things that we have in our day-to-day, let's call it day-to-day lobbying, right? Like at a more local level. Because if you couldn't bring another member of the BAB to contribute to that meeting, then you have to be able to go into detail as to what it was that you accomplished during that conversation, or what was your objective? Because I am not the person who sits there here with the connections with elected officials. That's not what I do. However, there are areas that I can do that provides that person better resources when they sit in front of these elected officials. So, you know, it's the purpose of collaborating, right? So this is a really good idea that we can implement moving forward. It has my vote and it has my approval. And I think it kind of goes back to things that we've discussed earlier in this meeting. And that's all.
I think it's huge, but I think to get this, it needed to be done from day one.
Yeah.
Well, we can start today.
I mean, I can do like a pilot, like I might try it.
It's catalog, like a log.
Yeah, and 1 month, and then what, 2 months?
There's a video, Rudy and I were interviewed,
Yeah.
I guess her
I
blog,
talked to,
Mayor Cindy Fraga. Mayor Frida from Doral, before she became the mayor. Look her up. You can look, Google our name, not Google, YouTube our name.
What-
on
what's
that.
the
I
right-
think we're having two simultaneous.
Yeah,
meetings.
no, but go on, Miguel, go on.
Well,
I'm talking
yeah,
to you.
you'll get a lot of background information
Okay.
on there. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So, moving forward, I guess for the next meeting, I will just try to independently, update this.
Yep.
I
catalog.
want the team,
Catalog.
or small team, and this is my idea, so it's like, I wanna take ownership of.
You're not gonna have a very long list very fast,
No.
but little by little, it'll eventually become a big list and that's what matters is keeping track of the micro things, yeah. We could even do a per member thing, like Rudy meets with a lot of people. So you could have a section of like meetings with elected officials.
Yes.
And then he can tell you for next meeting, okay, I met with 7 people. I met with this person, this person, this person, this one. Because what does that illustrate? That even though the blasting hasn't stopped, because it's not gonna stop, right? Look at what we're doing. We've met with this person, this person, this person. He did a presentation to the city of Miramar. You know, you guys met with the chamber, like little things like that you can illustrate to show what we're doing in a snapshot way.
That was, I think I was moving right along with other lobbying efforts there. The realtors, we were at the Rockville Market on Friday, with Francesca and I managed to meet with Danny Blake. With a government affairs, and I brought up the subject again of blasting and so forth and so on. So it's gonna be interesting this legislative season. She knows about Tom and says new bill and everything else. So we could call her and try to bring her in or try to meet with her. That's very, very important. And we got 2 realtors here. By the way, you mentioned something interesting.
Pero
And you
what I
know-
was talking about wasn't that, excuse me, I was talking about to put a seminar at the board to make the selling community aware.
Absolutely, that's what it-
Okay,
Okay.
I can go and talk to Teresa or
Okay.
with Letty, the head of education, to try to.
Sure. That sounds great. Which goes up to what you said. That he asked me also for a sample notice to buyers. On blasting of when a property is purchased. Is that being done? That was your question.
Yeah.
We got 2 realtors here.
Is that something that can be?
And see what they say.
So that's very subjective to the
Very.
person handling the transaction.
Yeah.
So I could tell you every single transaction I've done in PSN, Miami Lakes, and any community affected by blasting, there's an addendum signed by buyer and seller. Buyer acknowledging, oh, I'm purchasing a property that goes through, blasting. Seller saying, hey, I told you. Because you're not always, depending on the side of the transaction you're on. There's no state mandate that says,
The date,
That you need to disclose
That they
everything.
need to.
the date count
Right.
is. Notice the purchaser. It's a Dade County ordinance.
okay, but not
But
when it's
doing it
resale.
For paperwork.
No, resale.
When it's,
I had it, when I bought my home, it came up, like, I read it, I saw it,
It's in,
it's there. It just doesn't say anything about shakes in your house.
Mira,
Right?
por
It
eso-
says
Well, we
about
can
us.
talk
no,
to the
it's
new
when
chairman
purchasing by
of the
a
filter. Find out, Mr. Eddie Blanc.
developer to a purchaser, initial purchase, it is required.
yes,
Yeah, but
yes,
Yeah,
but
but even resale,
nowadays,
You know,
there's not a lot of new construction in our
Okay.
community that's being sold,
I
other
agree.
than the new one coming up here in Miami Lakes. So I'm agreeing with you guys, but you're asking if there's a way to force everybody to do it.
no, not for, what I'm saying is we can get that document, so that when somebody comes to our door and says, hey, I'm trying to buy a house here in, Miami Lakes or anywhere, right? We should have documents that can, same way you bring the documents, we should have documents to show them. Like we show pictures, I think this is one of the most valuable documents we can show them. Like how is the county letting you know about blasting at that point in transaction?
Okay, so we are here in representation of the town. So that would mean that the town is gonna have a section of their website that they say, hey buyers, just FYI.
No, that means
You
here.
buy a house
Like,
here.
like, you know how we have photos or the people leave documents? Like, those are documents, those are
Think of
legal documents.
Think of it on the other side of the coin. You're discouraging people from buying here.
Pero mira,
That's the key
I don't-
word.
we don't care
The
about that.
keyword
As
came
a board.
out.
So when I bought the house, I
The
signed the
keywords
papers,
came out.
and there's no discouragement. There-
Okay, but-
It's the same document that you're being presented when you buy the house.
But the BAP doesn't represent you when you're buying a house. It's not our responsibility
It's not our
to,
responsibility.
to disclose
That's the
on
one.
behalf of someone else.
Right, but I'm saying like,
If I take a step further, perdona. Even the real estate companies don't have a paper saying that. So what I go, Mr. Mayor, what I do is on the, I have the seller's disclosure that they need to fill out, and I haven't put a line that blasting has been occurring in the community and something like that. Because the only document that survived the closing is that seller's disclosure. Everything else
It's a form.
Right.
It's
is
a
a
big
form.
4-page form.
It's a 4-page
And they ask,
your house, how old.
have you experienced
that,
that?
that, what has happened, and we, many real estate companies don't use it, but we are obligated to give that to the sellers to fill out at the time of, with the place.
Look up
So
section
in
thirteen
that
dash
sense-
19.
no, I'm talking about like,
So I
I
think
think that document, like, I was given that document about my house, like, I can bring it, but it doesn't make any difference as me owning it.
But
It
the
makes a
real estate
difference.
professional provided it to you, but it's.
No,
not
there is,
something-
no, the bank, the bank,
No,
gets the
we-
appraiser
No.
gets the report and it's placed there. Like, when I was asking
What's the
for the
next one?
document,
What's the point?
I have to go to the, like the state would have to, can even grab the document that I have. The only person who has document I have is the bank. Because at the closing, that's where it was made. Anywhere else is not.
What's the point for the BAB though?
Well, when somebody comes, that's the only proof that we have that that's the action that's being provided. Notice is being provided to anyone.
But it's not our.
No, it's not our responsibility to provide any notice.
It's not.
And
this
it
board-
We don't have to provide
in the-
notice.
In the town
And
and
the
the
town,
and
right.
everybody.
We don't have to
We
provide.
want to-
No, the purpose of this board is to advise the town on the.
Not the residents.
Not the residents, the residents. The residents,
Buyers
that's
know
why,
that.
that's why,
That doesn't help
that's
them.
why. They don't,
Okay, so-
those little disclaimers. This is a paid advertisement, please have your attorney present at every single moment, at every single time, when signing a transaction. Thank you.
Spoken by the attorney, by the way.
It's always little, it's always a little. Because we don't have that. We don't have that responsibility. We don't have to tell every single buyer the back. I know about that. Oh, yeah. No.
Okay. No, like, I haven't communicated anything about the blasting to any buyer or anything like that.
Worth it.
But like, in my head, like, that's just something that was neat. That's just not. Excellent.
Any other issue?
What was it?
Just to close, anything else? Any other discussion?
You had sent an email, to add to the agenda.
Oh, yeah, that's because
Right.
he was reading stuff
I just
about
read it.
insurance.
Example. Oh, yes, on.
He was reading stuff about insurance.
I haven't found
So
out.
You sent a link about Morgan and Morgan.
Yeah, because that's the
Yes.
only link that I have.
Oh, I remember that. Mr. Nation. Mark Nation. Is the attorney that does that. He knows probably more than you and me about that. It's a subrogation claim and everything else to do it. I don't, at the end of the day, I think that actually backfires against every homeowner and so forth. And I think some people have done it that way. And they do get a, resolution, they get some award, but the blasting continues. And they still keep on suffering damages,
I guess-
and that hasn't been solved.
I guess it's irrelevant because of the purpose of the board.
No.
No, but
No, it's not.
it's not, but
I think
the
it's-
two raised it, and
No, but
we've talked about it.
I understand now, like, it's not relevant, you know.
And for one, the big picture things, we cannot promote lawsuiting.
We can't be all,
To have people sue people, we cannot promote that by no means.
we can't be commenting.
Oh, sorry.
However. Right now, the way the Florida statutes are written, you cannot sue the culprit of the issue. So if you're driving on I-75 and this guy comes barreling down at 120 miles an hour and hits your car as you go by, you go after him, you sue him, and they gotta fix your car. You know, it's his fault. In mining, the miners are isolated and protected. That is the statute, that is unconstitutional, and that is what the town is looking, the legal action, the town is looking at the state. Nothing to do with the miners themselves, it has to do with the law. So that's how they're protected. However, you had brought up Morgan and Morgan.
Right,
Um. We can go outside and give you the full history, because it's lengthy. But in Reader's Digest version, what Morgan and Morgan is doing. Under state law, you're allowed to file a claim against your insurance carrier, or whatever. So you file a damage for seismic damage,
against Geico, against,
that.
the Florida, whatever.
Is not allowed in the state of Florida, because we don't have earthquakes here. So it gets automatically denied. A denial from your insurance company gives you the right to sue them,
Well, they go after the,
and then you
And
sue
then-
the miners, the insurance company.
Right, insurance company go after the minor.
The intent is for the insurance company to take the
So
higher
after
ground
the-
Right.
and do something.
the
You're gonna
minor-
force somebody else to do something? It doesn't work like that. So what Morgan and Morgan does is sues the insurance company on your behalf. They're a large firm, very difficult to fight against them, insurance company. So they tend to subrogate the lawsuit and they'll make a settlement. It costs them less money to do that. However, Morgan and Morgan gets their money, you get your money, and what happens to your property?
it's still left.
No, insurance company says, I don't want you as a client
But,
anymore.
yeah, you're back, you're back,
Nobody-
nobody will take you,
Sure, about my friend.
correct.
Now, you
know
know
what?
On that property.
insurance, so you go to another company and say, do you have a claim before? Well, yeah, but you're blacklisted
You're
already.
blacklisted already.
Nobody's gonna take your
The
property.
whole violation, like you said, like what?
Hey.
happened.
Imagine, so,
Can be, yes.
So you don't-
it could happen if everybody does that.
Record, forget it, you're insurable.
Sure.
That's
And this is
the
what Morgan
reality
and Morgan
of the
is
game.
doing. That people don't realize. They've won cases, but
Yeah.
they don't tell you the backside of the story.
That will not be able to insure.
That's why it's very delicate what
But
we
in-
do.
In a lot
what
of
we say.
insurance policies, lasting damage is an exclusion. Like in my insurance policy, if I call them tomorrow and say, my brand new driveway that I installed September of last year has 7 cracks, they're gonna say, oh, there's an exclusionary policy that doesn't cover. So there's a lot of loopholes that allow them to be like, oh. Not the first BSN home I owned. Did it discourage me? No, but
What did Mark Nation tell you about me?
No, they talked about it?
About
Oh,
me personally, yeah.
so we had one more item here. I'm not sure if we touched on it, the new
Right.
Florida CFO possible visit.
Yes.
Not being effort by chair.
Ask me,
That's
Yeah, I-
you with the greater.
Right.
Miami.
in Miami, and,
And I wanna make one more note.
and the realtors, sometimes, and.
Marty, I think that doing some type of like training, seminar.
Seminar,
Yeah.
seminar.
That's good.
I think
On
that
the
would be
board,
great.
to see the reaction, to see if, I mean, the register, then there will be
Mhm.
interesting putting it up, getting
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I think that would be a great avenue of promoting to agents. And just to note for next time, the next meeting is not October 20th, it's October 27th.
Fourth Monday?
You guys
Yeah.
are scheduled for the fourth Monday unless you.
Oh, okay, the 27th, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No, I figured it was just a typo,
27th.
just letting everyone know.
okay, 27.
So always the last,
the last Monday, now, okay,
The fourth
Um,
Monday.
the fourth one, okay. I thought we had gone back to the third.
That was the third Monday by then.
Me too, I
That
thought it was the
month.
third one, I guess that month, okay. October 27th,
I have it here on 27.
But she permanently put us. for
Is
the
it
fourth
raining?
Monday.
it's gonna start.
Oh my God. I need
Any
to-
further discussion, anything else?
Goodbye, everybody.
Meeting adjourned.
All right.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn,
Motion.
me.
And I said,